What's going on, people? How's everybody doing today? It's your boy Wildcard Mar in the building. Detroit Mail feeling a little under the weather. He probably got that clap for messing with that little lizard lot monster. Um, but ain't nothing but a little penicillin take care of that. No, Mel's not feeling too well. Gave me the heads up today. So, of course, joining me today, we got our favorite white guy in the world of the I.O.W. network. We got our guy Nick Shine, who has been on the show numerous of times. So he's going to join us as we get our football picks in. Let's get all the preliminary shit out the way. Y'all going over to the website, www.iofthe119.com. That is the website where you can get all the information you need of every last social media platform we are on. You can go on there, drop some coins in the Patreon if you're feeling real generous, feeling real philanthropic. Go ahead, drop some coins in that old Patreon. Of course, hey Stephanie, how you doing, Steph? You can also go over there, cop some merch, get some J. Edwin collection, get some I.O.W. sports merch, and of course, our other podcasts off the Wonder. You can get some merch there. Most importantly, y'all going over to your respective app stores and go download the I.O.W. network app. Scrolling right there on the bottom, it's available for all your podcast needs. Great music from independent as well as mainstream artists is on the app. Go get it. I'm telling you, it's available in the Google Play Store as well as the Apple Store. So that we got all that bullshit out the way. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. I see my man rocking his jet shit real proud and proper today. Real proud and proper, and you didn't even take him.
Told you, I'd rather bet against them and get the win. Yo, that boy Sunday, man. Wilson looked good. I say all the time, you know, these rookies, they learn more in losses and defeats than they do in victories. And the week before, they looked awful in Denver. And
yeah, they did.
Credit to the coaching staff. I mean, it was huge getting Jamison Crowder back, right? Crowder is an elite weapon. I know he doesn't put up huge fantasy numbers, but he's a guy that moves the sticks. Even if it's only a 3-yard catch on a quick out, he's hard to cover. He's great in space. And you could just tell Wilson looked so much better with Crowder and Davis, two veterans together. And it was electric, man. It was like, we talked during the day after I called you after the game. I was like, holy shit, Zach Wilson arrived. That was his I'm here moment.
He needed it. He needed it.
Yeah.
Look, and I know we'll talk a little bit more about it later on when we get to the our picks. But here's one thing that I'm noticing with these rookies. So you got Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, you got Justin Fields, you got Mac Jones. All of them are starting to hit that learning curve where they like, all right, this ain't college ball no more. We're taking a little bit bumps and bruises, learning lessons pretty much, and some of the fruit is starting to come to fruition. Especially you see Zach Wilson getting his first win, Justin Fields got a win, Mac Jones already got his first win. But if you ask me, I think he outplayed Tom Brady in that game Sunday night. Just my opinion, but Trevor Lawrence, even though he lost last Thursday, played better.
Yeah.
I mean, these rookies are starting to get it. They're starting to see the wheels turn, and the production on the field looks a lot better for sure.
So I mean, you got to remember too is it's not just the rookie learning the playbook. It's the play callers learning the rookie.
True that.
What does he do well? What plays work for him? What routes work for him? What does he want to do in certain situations? Where does he excel? Where does he not excel? So there's the Jets got a rookie coordinator, but all these guys are playing under coordinators who are the first time coaching them. So it takes a little, hey, I got to get to know you as well as you got to get to know the playbook. So it takes a little time, not many guys come in like Justin Herbert and light shit up. You know, not many
Yeah,
rookies come in with experienced offenses and elite weapons like San Diego has.
I mean,
Or a coach like Andy Reid when Mahomes came in. Not many guys can come in and just light the league on fire.
not only that, Nick, and you do have a great point right there. But here's another thing. Look at a lot of these player situations. Out of all those rookie quarterbacks that came out in the draft this year, I would probably say maybe Mac Jones is set it in a good situation because you with the Grand Wizard, Bill Belichick, and Trey Lance. Trey Lance is pretty much on a Super Bowl roster that pretty much was killed by IR last year. And Jimmy G's already proven that his durability is what we thought it was. And who knows what that situation is. He'll probably start this week, depending on how that situation shakes out with Jimmy G. But I honestly, Trey Lance and Mac Jones, they're in favorable situations, and not everybody is going to be in a great situation. I mean, I guess you could say maybe Justin Fields. You set with a great defense. Not a lot to work with on offense. Your offensive line is old and rinky. It's not.
Montgomery's out for a few weeks too, so
yeah. That's another weapon gone.
Up.
Yeah, that's another weapon gone. So that doesn't help him. I mean,
that was the offense.
oh yeah, no doubt. That was Chicago's offense right there, was having David Montgomery. I mean, honestly, you take his production out against the Rams, and that's a blowout. You take his production out pretty much all season, and you're looking at probably 0-14. But I mean, to your credit, and to your point, you got to give these rookies in favorable matchups, favorable situations, especially as a play caller. Like you said, what do you do best? And then while we do what you do best, let's work on what you don't do great. So then when these defensive coordinators in these defense finally catch up to what you do great, you're not just a one-trick pony. So, I mean, coaching plays a big part in rookie success. So
the coaches, the thing Adam Gase isn't in the league anymore because you can't take a square peg and squeeze it in a round hole, right?
Oh, he tried though.
And he did. And it was my system, my way, but you never evolved that shit over 13 years. Like you had Peyton Manning running it at one point, but Peyton was allowed to check out of every play that he didn't like. But when you're trying to make guys fit what they're not, there's two types of coaches in this league. There's guys who evolve with the times and continue to coach for a long time, and guys who think it's my way or the highway and fail.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Nick Saban's back in college, because it was my way or the highway. And when you want to control NFL players and be a dictator, that shit don't fly.
Well, no,
it's why Urban Meyer will be out probably by Halloween.
You know what? Let's talk about that. That's a crazy situation, bro. And I kind of talked about it on another podcast, Man Down Podcast. So if y'all get a chance, check them out. It's really what he really did, in my eyes, isn't like so downright disgusting in anything. He was at a bar. He was being social. And, the young lady, doing little dance moves in his lap. If people want to look at that little situation, that's by all means. But in my eyes, I'm not knocking it. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not knocking it.
I'm 42. I wish I had college girls grinding on my lap, bro. Where do I sign up?
Yeah. Look, that situation to me is a personal situation. If his wife felt some type of way about it, then that's from him and his wife to discuss. It has no bearing on football. But the thing about it is when you go out and apologize, and then what are you apologizing for if nothing was wrong? And you're making apologies to the team. You're making apologies to, the fans and so on and so forth. And then Shad Khan has to come out and says, well, he has to gain our trust. He has to gain our respect back. And to me, that's saying a lot. If you have to sit here as an owner of a football team and you have to gain the trust and respect back of your coach, then what's the point? What is he there for? What is your coach? What is your coach still there? If you saying you don't, he has to regain his trust and respect back in the organization. That to me, that's a bridge that let it burn, and maybe we'll rebuild it some other time. But I don't understand how you keep a guy that you don't trust and don't respect.
Agree with you 100%. Like if you're going to draw a moral line and you're going to take the moral high ground, you cut ties immediately. Immediately. You never let him come back to Jacksonville except to pack up his office. Like I'm serious. Like if you were going to say, I'm disgusted by this, that's not what we want from our head coach. What do? You give him another chance? You look foolish again? Like, look, I get it. I mean, he wasn't drinking and driving. He didn't hit anybody. Like he didn't, commit domestic violence. He didn't kick a kid or break his kid's arm. Was that Hunt or Hill, whoever did that one? But there was no horrific action.
Yeah.
So it's a moral conversation, right? If he broke your moral high ground and you're the owner of the team, kick his ass to the curb. Send a message to the team.
I'm
you
just
got the money to burn. You're a fucking billionaire. You got the money to burn.
Shad Khan has plenty of money. That ain't the issue. It's the fact that if your own words as a team owner says he has to regain our trust and respect, then what do you have him around for?
How does he do that? What? No video surface?
I'm not sure how he regains trust.
How do you do that after that, right?
I know one thing: he has to win games.
He probably ain't gonna do that.
He has to win games, and that's been real hard to come by in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
He was set up to fail. Like I did at least. I'm not a big fan of the college guys going to the NFL. Never really works. Very rarely does it work.
I'll say this: I'm okay if college guys want to come in and coordinate for a few years and then get a head coaching job. That makes more sense because you need to know the way of the land in the NFL. It's two totally different worlds from NFL and NCAA.
I heard someone say earlier, when you're a college coach, you control every hour of these kids. When they study, when they piss, when they work out, when they practice, when they go to school, when they have family time, you control them. You're a dictator. That shit don't transfer in the NFL. Where these
cats are making more money than you.
Allen Iverson said it last week. They asked him if he'd ever want to be an NBA coach, and he's like, "I'm not fucking coaching motherfuckers who make more than me." And that's what it comes down to. Like in a sense, even though you're the head coach, they yield the power.
They have all the power,
and if
because they are the commodity. Yeah.
If the players don't respect you and you become a laughing stock to the players,
done.
You lost the team before you even got them.
Here's my biggest talking point on this whole Urban Meyer situation. How does this affect the locker room? Because
right?
They laughing at him. You got Nick. Me and you both been in football locker rooms. If you find out your coach is doing the same rinky-dink shit you doing as a teenager or in high school or in college, you're like, oh, this is funny. I can't sit here and take demands and do this and do that from a guy that's out here trying to get his dick wet just like me.
Or on the other hand, you're like, Coach, we hanging out this week?
Where we going, Coach? We going to the bar? Yeah, let's go. But no,
that's crazy.
I think Urban's on borrowed time. It's just a matter of time.
And you know what I do? If I'm the owner, I hang on to him until after USC hires the new coach. So I'm not letting you go, paying your ass, and you go get the job you want.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be fuck you, motherfucker. I'm going to be bitter and nasty about it. And as soon as that USC press conference happens with the new coach, now your ass is fired. Go have some more health issues, because I don't know how your heart is good if you're not freaking having a heart attack with a blonde college girl grinding up on you like that. So his heart's fine.
Oh yeah, and his head is fine too.
Yeah.
No. All right, let's get down to our picks. So we go ahead and get this out the way. Because if we got time, I definitely want to hear your
I
thoughts
got to
on.
be off by 5:30. I got to
Yeah,
hit
I
the
know.
practice at 5:30 today. Just a reminder. So
Yeah. That's what I said. Let's get to your picks because I kind of want to get. I want to get to your take on your Yankees.
Can we get
bounce off the wild card?
Can we get a standings update? I know the kids are watching right now. Can we get
yes,
standings?
No doubt. So in first place, we got our friend from the Meltdown podcast, Melvin Wall, at 43-21. Nick, you are in second place, 42-22. Jermel and Sophia are tied at third at 41-23. So you're not too far behind.
It's tight.
Yeah, it's real tight. Nicky Jr., he's at 39-25, and I'm bringing up the rear, 37-27. So I got some work to do.
Thank God for that Jet pick last week, man. It's keeping you tight.
hey, that Jets take made me look like a fucking genius. I ain't even gonna lie. But Rams kicking off tonight. Rams traveling to Seattle. 3-1 Rams off a loss, traveling to 2-2 Seattle, coming off a victory over San Francisco.
Oh, Rams looked bad last week. Arizona whooped them, and I see them coming back and putting a little bit of a beating on Seattle. I'm not a fan of Seattle. I think they need too much to go right to win, and I don't see it.
I feel you. Seattle, I don't know what to really make it in right now. Honestly, I don't know what to make of that whole division. I thought the Rams were the clear-cut number one team, and then Arizona pooped on that take. So just because I need to get back in the standings, I'm gonna go Seattle. My heart's telling me Rams. It really is.
Yeah.
But I mean, damn, that defense of Seattle is something that is very scary. They get scored upon and they give up lots of yardage. But I need to get back and hold my championship belt. So I'm going Seattle.
Or further.
Well, you want Seattle to lose because you need that.
Yeah, man. I lose every week.
If they get 4 or 5 wins, that has just made you a happy Nick. So,
oh my God, give me 7-10. Give me something where I don't have to worry about them winning a playoff game or two, and then that number one pick is mid-20s. You know, lose, don't even make the playoffs. Where now it's in the teens. And if the Jets really love someone with all those extra picks they have with 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 4s, now from 17 to go to 11 ain't as bad as going from 24 to 14 like they did last year.
And speaking of the Jets, you guys are so loaded on draft picks. I would definitely be afraid to play them next year.
Yeah, we got a lot of rookies playing well. A lot of rookies. You got an undrafted guy, Dunn, at cornerback, who's starting now. You got Michael Carter, the second from Duke, who's the cornerback. You got Bryce Huff, who was a walk-on, undrafted out of Buffalo, coming off the edge. He's the 4th highest edge rusher in the NFL, behind Jones, Garrett, and Watt. That's elite company. Quinnen Williams is playing like an all-pro. Mosley's back playing well. You know, they very quietly put together a very good defense. Now, I know Henry had 157 the other day, but that was on 33 carries.
Yeah, he had to earn it.
There's been games where he's had 19 carries and 260.
Yeah.
So 33 carries and 157 yards, and the Jets defense was on the field for 93 plays, bro.
That's a lot of plays.
And they were still getting pressure. Their pressure win rate was incredible the other day. The whole defense, 7 sacks. I don't know if I texted you, but I don't remember the Jets' offense, defense, and special teams all playing well simultaneously in a very long time.
It's been a minute. It's been a while. A minute.
This was black last time.
Navy snow-capped mountains, baby. Yeah, I can't rub it off, man. I got a lot of rubbing to do. Speaking of the Jets, they
I'll
are
leave that joke alone.
the Jets travel to over the pond, take on the Falcons in our London game at 9:30 in the morning. I don't know if you'll be up for that. I won't.
I will.
But,
I'll be en route to my son's game, but we play like an hour away, so I'll be able to watch the game on the car ride down.
How you feeling about the? Go ahead, make your pick, because I'm gonna go ahead and take the Jets. I just like the way they're playing.
Me too. Ridley's out. Ridley's not even making the trip. Personal
I
reasons.
saw that. He's not even going.
The receiver, I think his name is Gabe. Another guy is out too. So, I mean, the Jets have always had issues with the gadget guy. And Cordell Patterson is becoming more of a gadget guy. They're using him to be an elite weapon. So a guy with speed like that and size like that worries me. But I love the speed of the defense, and I love the open field tackling that they're doing, and I love how they're playing with passion, man. They're 1-3, and they're playing like they're 11-0 in terms of passion and excitement and not giving up. So it's a sign of good things to come for this team. Main thing is the rookie, right? It's the QB. We're gonna go as this kid goes, and now the main thing I tell my football team that I coach, you do this. You constantly get better week after week. You make mistakes, you don't make them again. You learn from it, you grow, you improve, and then you move on. And then you conquer other aspects of the game. So I'm very curious to see, coming off that game and putting film out there that shows you succeeding, not just failing. Yeah. Now, can you get over the next hump? Can you keep doing it as you start to put your skill set out there?
And not only that, you see how the Jets offense was able to move the ball on a struggling Tennessee defense. Atlanta's defense is just as bad. So that has to count for something. If Zach Wilson can't take advantage of another bad defense, then there's other things that need to get discussed. But until then, I got a feeling that he can take advantage of such a piss poor defense in Atlanta. Yep. So I'm definitely wrong with
back. Elijah Moore comes back from the concussion. So this is the first game in week 5.
You got all your weapons.
Going to have Davis, Moore, Crowder, Cole, Berrios. Who even knows what the hell's going on with this kid Mims? That's another topic for another day. But he's going to have all his weapons. So you might see take another step up here, which then opens up the running game, because the running game wasn't going early because the passing game wasn't. So we'll see. I'm hoping, obviously with the bye week following this after the London trip, you go into the bye week at 2-3,
feeling good
and getting everyone healthy.
Feeling good.
For where we're at, winning 2 out of 5, it will be more than I expected.
Yeah, no doubt. But I see win number 2 coming up on Sunday. Next up, we got Aaron Rodgers, AR-12, and the Green Bay Packers. They will be traveling to Cincinnati, Ohio, take on the Bengals.
Not a gimme, right? Like Cincinnati's starting to be respectable. Yeah. They're doing the same path that Cleveland took. We were low, we hit a few of our picks, and now all of a sudden you're competing. That being said, I'm not betting against Aaron Rodgers. He had his one bad game. Usually he has it in January, but he had his one bad game. He got it out early this year.
Got it early
for the NFC Championship. I'm gonna sit that week 1 and then shit on all these motherfuckers. Give me Green Bay.
I'm going Green Bay as well, only for this factor. Joe Mixon had a little injury. Not sure if he's even going to suit up. But that's a big piece of that Cincinnati offense. And as much as I like Joe Burrow, having him throw the ball 45 plus times is not a recipe for success. Matter of fact, I don't care if it's Tom Brady or whoever quarterback is. If you're throwing the ball that many times, I'm still going to question if you got a chance to even win that game or not. It's just
one.
Yeah. True. So I'm rolling with Green Bay on that fact, and but Green Bay, they better be awake for that one. Cincinnati, I
Yeah.
don't think Cincinnati's not going to lay down for them at all.
No. Like I said, they're starting to become a respectable team. And even though their win against Jacksonville's Jacksonville, Cincinnati in years past lose that game. Like
Yeah.
they were a team like the Jets. They find ways to lose. And now all of a sudden, you win some games that you may have lost in the past, and you win 7 or 8. Hit another draft, and then you climb up the board a little more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it could be an interesting game, but I could also see that game being 38-17 or 30-22 or 30-23. I could see it going either way.
No doubt. Next up, we got Detroit Lions traveling to Minnesota, and damn it, we all put Detroit last weekend.
That's why Mel didn't show up today. Let's be real. Mel needed to recover after
he needed to nurse that one.
What I call the worst fucking head coach in the NFL, and he goes out and they beat Detroit. Give me Minnesota, and Minnesota's the opposite of Cincinnati. They're finding way to lose games.
Yeah.
Like they are just. I think they're too talented, and I don't see Detroit knocking them off.
I'll say this: I think it'll be a close game, but if you're talking about a quarterback who's actually playing well, he didn't have a great game last week, but Kirk Cousins silently is having a good season so far.
Yeah.
So, and of course, you got the weapons. You got 2 solid number 1 receivers on that field. So that's going to be a lot to ask for that Detroit defense, who's kind of been a little bit under mediocre to try to stop those 2 guys. So I think Minnesota's fair. Next up, you got Denver Broncos traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.
Man, this is one of the toss-ups. Like, this is one of the games when before we got on the air, I looked over at the schedule just to get my mind going with it.
Yeah.
And this is one of those games where Pittsburgh is dog shit. Like I said in the offseason, I said they're a last place team. And the Steelers faithful laugh and oh, screw you. We haven't had a losing season under Tom. And like, guess what, motherfuckers? Welcome to the basement. I said the other day on Facebook, there was a time in this league where if your team had the same record as the Patriots and the Steelers, you were out of your mind excited. Well, on that note, welcome to the basement, motherfuckers. I'll be your tour guy. I can show you the ropes around the cellar because I've lived here for a long time. Ben can't throw.
And he can't move.
He missed 2 touchdown passes to Schuster. They were slot goes. Safety read the other way. Ben looked them off. And then Ben threw a fucking bullet where all you had to do was put air under it and kind of fade it out towards the corner and let him just get under it. And he's throwing bullets like he's a 7-year-old who doesn't know how to, something I taught my kid when he was 7. If a guy's open, don't throw the bullet because your window to catch is small. Put some air under it and allow him to adjust. And it's like Ben don't know how to throw anymore. Are you that nervous because the pocket sucks? Are you that nervous because your arm sucks and now you're trying to overcompensate? Are you not saying something to the team? But missing throws like that, man, that's how you lose games in the NFL. And that's why they lost. He missed 2 wide open touchdowns. And Von Miller is going to be in that backfield. And Ben can't get away from it anymore. So give me Denver. I love Teddy Bridgewater. He's not the greatest, but he's a new era Trent Dilfer.
There's a good chance Teddy might not even play. It might be Drew Lock. There's a good chance because Teddy was in concussion protocol.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if they cleared him yet.
Okay.
But either way, when you take a Von Miller led defense against an immobile quarterback, I like those odds. So I'm rolling with Denver on this one as well.
I have a young 21-year-old quarterback who's mobile, and he was in trouble against Von Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a kid with legs, and Von Miller is still Von Miller. So yeah, give me that Denver defense, man. Because even though this would be like a 16-10 game where like the team that scores on defense wins. So give me Denver. Lock me in with Denver.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I will say this: Pittsburgh, they need this win. That division right now is loaded with 3 teams that are all 3 are 3-1,
Yeah.
and you're at the bottom, and you got to find a way to dig out. I just don't think it starts this week, though.
There no digging. The only digging they're doing is for Ben's career. It's over. Dead.
Go ahead, bury him.
Bury him. And what does that say for the rest of? He looks horrific. The only two quarterbacks with lower QBRs are Lawrence and Wilson, and they had horrific games. Ben's just been consistently bad. They've had a good game. Ben hasn't had a good game yet.
No, and you're not getting it on this Denver defense. No, it ain't.
Very surprised. I would be shocked.
I'd be very shocked if
I can see it being close because the defense can play. And if Locke is in there, I don't trust Locke as much as Bridgewater, but I could see a 16-13, a 16-10, a 15-12 where field goals are the only thing going up.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Next up, we got Miami and Tampa Bay. I don't think we need to spend too much time on this one.
No, I took the Bucks in my survivor pool. That's all you got to know. Shout out to the 11 people in my league who took the Titans to beat the Jets and went bye-bye this week.
Miami just. I know Tua isn't the greatest quarterback, but even without him, that offense just looks dead. Yeah. Just dead.
It's almost as if they should regret not taking Justin Herbert, right? They took Tua ahead of him.
They should.
That's gonna be the thing for years to come.
Well, because here was my thing in that draft. Tua just came off that hip surgery. Yeah. He's already shown issues of durability, and you got the upside of Justin Herbert, which is skyrocket out this world, and you didn't take him. Yeah, I just that one didn't make sense to me at all.
No, Miami might shut out again 2 weeks in a row.
Miami,
not 2 weeks. Twice they got shut out against Buffalo. They're gonna get this game's gonna be 38-0. It's gonna be the game that Buccaneers need to bounce back after a bad showing Sunday night.
Yeah, and Tampa Bay's defense needs to find I think this helps their defense because they've been struggling with pass defense for sure. And you don't have to worry about the passing with Miami. Not right now. Not with Jacoby.
No. That D-line should get off all day. That might be a game where they're less than 150 yards of total offense.
No doubt. Next up, we got New Orleans Saints traveling to the nation's capital to take on the Washington football team.
Give me Washington. I like. I think Curtis Samuel is back. I know he missed practice yesterday. I got him on 2 fantasy teams, and he's not on the IR anymore, so he's eligible to play, which adds another element to that offense. They got McKissick stepped up the other day with a big touchdown in the comeback against Atlanta, who somehow blew another fucking lead. I mean, you blew it against Washington now. Atlanta blew the lead against Washington. The Saints played with the Giants and lost in overtime. I'm not a fan of the Giants, and they find ways to stay in games, but they've also played some bad teams. So they're playing with where they're at, right? They're playing bad with bad teams. Give me Washington. I don't see Winston doing much against that front.
I don't either, but here's my thing about Washington's defense. That Washington defense that everybody was so hyped up about from last year hasn't shown up yet. And I don't know where it just disappeared to. I don't know where that pass rush disappeared to. They're not getting the turnovers like they were last year. They're not getting the pressure like they were last year. And as much as I hate to say it, I'm gonna go Saints, and I say it really begrudgingly because the Saints look awful. Already predicted they're not going to make the playoffs. And when you lose a team to a team like the Giants last week in overtime, is further proof that I think they're not going to make it to the playoffs. But in this game, just because I know Washington's defense just isn't that same defense like it was last year.
Yeah.
I got a feeling Sean Payton could at least muster enough strategy to beat that struggling defense. So I'm gonna go Saints, but in my heart, I'm like, I don't know, because these Saints just look terrible.
I mean, it's not a confidence pick, right? It's just
not at all.
It's not it's like the Buccaneers Miami. It was easy. It was a no-brainer. It's total confidence. But yeah, this one is it could go either way. I just think Washington at home gives the edge. If it was in New Orleans, I would go the other way.
Yeah. Next up, we got Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Carolina, take on the Panthers.
The Panthers are serious.
Yeah.
The Panthers are serious. I know that game got away with them a little bit last week, but now you look what they've done in a passing league. I know he's not playing this week, but you got Horn, you trade for Henderson, and now you trade for Gilmore.
Bro.
You're doing all you can to load this team up, to say, hey, we really believe in this coach and our offense. Give me Carolina. I don't see Hurts having a good day against that defense. They got players at all three levels, man. Multiple players on all three levels.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Carolina too. And to your point, Carolina, they are like, we're not settling on just who we have on defense. If there's a chance we can add, they gave up a 6th round pick
in 2023. It's not even this year. It's the following year.
They gave up a 6th round pick for easily one of the best corners in the game. Now I know
that's New England taking a
not
fucking shot to the face to not give him the freedom to go where he wants, to not go to Tampa, to not go. Like, what'd they do? They trade him to Tampa's rival, right? You can't tell me Belichick didn't factor in where they're trading him and to who.
Oh, yeah, because the crazy thing is, all the reports came out that they were just going to straight release him. They were just going to cut him. And then all of a sudden they come up with the trade, which
the phone probably blew up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Multiple teams probably called immediately and were like, whoa, don't cut him. Hear me out.
Yeah.
I'm sure they got better offers, and you know how stories come out. It may take a little bit, but the info always comes out. That'll be a story down the road that we hear that New England had better offers but decided to trade him there. Because same with the Jets with trading Darnold there, right? It's harmless if you go to Carolina. Nobody hates Carolina. You know, they're not the evil empire. It's like, all right, go to Carolina. But very, very quietly, Carolina is putting a very good team together for the long term.
Oh, yeah. And you got to like what they're doing. If they can just keep CMC healthy, and if you really look at it, even last week against Dallas, you know, they didn't have CMC, but the offense was still able to move the ball.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what they're going to end up doing with McCaffrey in the future. I'm willing to bet you keep him, but you make sure that you add other pieces to your offense so that if you happen to lose him, you can keep the ball moving. And look, Carolina is going to be a scary team. Shout out to Detroit Mel. He picked them early in the season, was like, watch out for Carolina. And they're making him look like a genius right now. So Carolina is definitely a team to look out for. Next up, we got Tennessee Titans traveling to Jacksonville.
I'm feeling it. I don't know if I'm going to be crazy enough to say it, but I'm feeling
it. Go ahead. I dare you to say it.
Oh, man. I'm on the fence right now, man. Like, I literally could go either way. Like, I could flip a coin with this, but fuck Urban Meyer. I'm still gonna go Titans. Like, fuck Urban Meyer. Like, I don't want to see you win. I don't now. Like, I'm thinking it out in my head right now. Like, as we speak, I don't want to see you win after this. Like, you deserve a fucking embarrassing loss. You shouldn't be rewarded and get your first NFL win after digging for gold. Like, there's no.
Oh no, he was digging for some brown gold the other day. Yeah. That was some brown gold.
He's gonna show up with pink eye soon.
That boy.
But yeah, give me. You know what? I think talent-wise, I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville can hang in the game. But my hatred for Urban Meyer, give me the Titans.
I'm gonna say what you didn't say, and I'm gonna go ahead and go out there. If Tennessee gives the Jets their first win of the season, let's keep the tradition going, Tennessee.
Okay,
I'm booking it. Jacksonville
lock it up.
Jacksonville gets their first win at home against Tennessee because that defense is just atrocious. That
Yeah.
defense is absolutely atrocious. And this might be the only chance for Urban Meyer to actually get some kind of good thing to happen to him this year. This might be the only chance. Because other than that,
And they got Houston again, right? Yeah, they play Houston twice.
yeah, they play Houston again. They already lost to them in week 1, but it was in Houston. So you're right. This one and when they get Houston and Jacksonville might be the only chances to get a victory. So I'm booking it. Tennessee.
And they do play the Jets later in the year too. In December, Jacksonville plays the Jets.
In December, I wouldn't take. Yeah, but I'm saying I wouldn't take Jacksonville in that game. There's no way I can, especially Jets have just shown too much progression. They've shown too much positive things to say that they're going to be a trash team come December. I just don't see it. I just don't.
Okay. All right.
Let's roll with Jacksonville. I because I need to get back in these standings. Damn it, I gotta sometimes go on a wild card.
You might be Pittsburgh, man. You might be out of it mid-October if these don't.
Hey, I know. I'm gonna need some of these joints to hit, so I gotta take my chances when I can.
I'm gonna have Sophia FedEx you some Armor All. Start polishing up that belt.
No worries, Sophia. It's gonna be nice and shiny by the time January come around, and we'll see the standings. Next up, we got New England coming off that loss to Tampa Bay last Sunday night, traveling to Houston, take on the Texans.
Patriots. I mean, it's the same thing as the Buccaneers, right? Even though the Bucs won Sunday night, you don't look good. You get a bad team to get you feeling better about yourself at the right time. And the Patriot team that spent more money in an offseason than Bill Belichick has spent in the last, I think, 14 off seasons combined with guaranteed money. They got to start clicking, right? Like even with the rookie QB, like I don't think Houston and Belichick gets what? Another rookie quarterback. And we know how Belichick does against rookie quarterbacks.
He kills them. He kills them.
Yeah, this kid, even though Mills is a nice player and might end up being something in this league, not this week.
Yeah. Hey, you took all the words out of my mouth. I can't see Bill not getting his team ready to take on a team that is absolutely at the bottom of the NFL. And here's the thing. The Patriots haven't been running the ball well, which is one of Belichick's biggest things. Run the ball, play defense. They only ran the ball 8 times last week, which made no sense to me in the rain. In the rain. It was a monsoon. And you ran the ball as a team 8 times for -1 yards. That was so uncharacteristic of Bill Belichick. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I really watching this? Is this really happening? But to your credit, just like you said earlier, just a second ago, I'm with you. There's no way Belichick loses 2 in a row to a team that is really just there. Houston's just trying to show up, get their paychecks, and then go back to their house and do whatever the hell they do. Houston's a mess. There's no other way around it.
They've traded away so many draft picks for players. They're talent deprived.
Not only talent deprived, but I think what they're doing is they've gotten rid of certain players that they probably weren't going to pay and get value for what you can for them. I mean, the Hopkins trade still makes no sense to me. They traded away Bradley Roby, one of their best corners. He's gone. I mean, so honestly, if you're a team looking for something and Houston has somewhat of a talent left, you can definitely probably give them a call and say what you want for them, and you just might get them more times than not. So,
well, the golden ticket is sitting there waiting for a suspension, right? The league's waiting to find out about that. That's their golden ticket. That's the trade that is gonna
needs to happen.
The opportunity to build the future, because you're not doing it one pick at a time. You're gonna need, multiple picks to build that team quickly. because you're looking at a team who's going to be at the bottom of the league for the next several years.
Yeah. So real quick, Nick, I need you to put your general manager hat on real quick.
It's always on.
You got a guy facing 22 silver suit allegations, of course, silver suits. You don't put him on the commissioner's exempt list. He's technically on the active roster, but you inactivate him for whatever reason, and he's just sitting there collecting paychecks week in and week out. So my question is to you, GM Nick, you are the general manager of the Houston Texans. What are you doing with Deshaun Watson?
This decision obviously came from the top, from ownership.
Mm-hmm.
And he disgraced the organization. He disgraced them. They're not going to put him on the field until this is rectified. Now, I'm going to flip your question. I'm going to put on the hat of the other 31 GMs. I'm not putting one single investment into this man and a player and him as a man until I know what the deal is. So Houston's just got to put him on the side. And now that you made that decision for one game, you got to roll with it until something comes down, right? So I don't think anyone is going to give up an asset for this guy until they know no matter what Houston can want to do, you're not going to find somebody to give you anywhere near what you want with the situation that's still pending.
Yeah.
Now, civil cases could take 2-3 years. By the time you get everything together, I mean, what are you going to do?
Good point.
You're going to sit him for 2-3 years and pay him $160 to sit out this whole contract?
And that's the crazy thing. I think what's the most glaring thing, of course, is the civil suits, but he's not due to hit any courtroom till probably damn near January, February. The season's over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Money to not play him, and you can't even move him. I know people say the handcuff in fantasy football when you get the backup running back. This is more of a handcuff move because you can't move him and get value for him, but you're not going to play him because what you said earlier about Jacksonville, the morality clause. Credit to Houston. You know, in the day and era of some people think winning is everything, they took the moral high ground, which you don't see a lot in sports because jobs are on the line, right? Credibility, morality. Credit to Houston. You know, even though they're not winning and it's not helping them on the field, you know, kudos to you for doing the right thing, because if you play him, you're basically saying we don't care about this. And then, you know, I use the word victim very loosely because
in this situation, I get what you're saying. Because I've read a lot of these allegations, and some of it seems a little bit far-fetched. I'm not gonna lie, that's just my opinion. But you know, you as a person always wants, you know, you don't want to victim shame at all, period. But the thing is when you got 22 allegations, you know, especially as Rusty Harden, who is Deshaun Watson's defense attorney, he's just looking for that one that's going to be full of bullshit to say, hey, look, I got this one that's full of bullshit. So look at these other 21. Let's put them to this one and see which shit falls. And that's all he's looking for.
And Houston's they're doing the morality clause, right? Like, in case there is no bullshit, we don't want to get, you know, shit smeared on us. Basically, they're not tying the boat to the anchor that's Deshaun Watson right now. So as much as a GM can want to make a move, who the fuck's going to pay you? Who's going to give up number one or ones? Or who would even give up a second right now? You don't know. This man might be out of the league. His career might be done. You know, if this comes down in this day and era, you're done, man. No one's gonna. This isn't something. This is so serious because there's so many of them. Not that the amount makes it less horrific, but you've seen many players get into a situation. It's a one-time deal. The team that has them cuts them, and then another team says, "Okay, he's a real rehabilitated. The talent is worth it. We'll take it."
Hell, Kareem Hunt's the biggest example of that.
That popped into my head. Yes,
you know what I'm saying.
You know? Greg Hardy. Hardy was another one.
Yeah. Greg Hardy
Ray
was.
Rice is the only one because
Yeah.
we saw it. Because we
Yes.
saw it. And when you
Yeah.
have the visual to tie to it, but now you have, listen, we're sports fans. We're all about numbers, right? And I'm not saying this in a joking manner. This guy put up some serious fucking numbers. It's not like it's a one-time thing. You can say I was drinking. It was a lack of judgment. You're a serial whatever at that point, right? You have issues. So it's not a clean-cut answer from what your original question was, but you can try to move him all you want. You're going to get less than you got for Stephon Gilmore if you move him right now.
Big time.
You're going to get like a 2027 seventh rounder. It's going to, like, no one's going to give up anything credible.
Deshaun literally has messed up two things with this whole situation. First of all, he's messed up his own personal career and shot his own I guess his image, lack thereof, in the
oh man, I thought you were going for the joke right there.
No, he don't need to shoot anything else, because that's why he's in the situation he is in now. But no, it's not a good look on his own personal career, because now he's stuck in limbo. If he's fine with just sitting there getting the money, then so be it. Then whatever. But you are not playing the game that you sacrificed as a child all the way through college, and you don't get to play. You're 25 years old, and you're losing some time of your prime years because of your own foolishness.
And this dude is playing top 5 QB for
easily.
Easily. We're not talking about like a run-of-the-mill guy. We're not talking like a Ryan Fitzpatrick talent who's like barely a starter. This was an elite talent.
No doubt. And just like you said, it makes it so much harder to move him because there's so much uncertainty.
Yeah.
When this first went down and I kept hearing the rumors of he was going to Miami or this team and that team, first thing that kept popping into my head is, who wants to take on that shit?
Yeah.
Who wants to take on that drama? Who wants to take on the PR nightmare? Who wants to deal with the raging feminists outside their stadium trying to boycott the football team? Yeah. Who wants to deal with that?
You're 100% right.
So, but anyway, back to the game. So let's get on with it. Chicago Bears traveling to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Khalil Mack going against his own team.
Yeah. And it's interesting what Bosa said about Carr. And then there's like video proof of it, right? That like if we hit him once, we know he'll curl up. Like, that's how Brady was for a while, right? But you know what? Sometimes that's a smart thing to do. Why stand there, be bold and brave, and then get your chest knocked in and have a lung collapse? So, like, if you know the play's over, live to play another play. So I can see it from both sides of it. But I hate Nagy, and I know they beat Detroit last week. I just don't think they have it in them to beat Oakland, even with Mac. I don't know. Give me Vegas.
Oh, okay. Vegas, the house always wins. Not in my opinion. Here's my thing. I'm glad that, of course, being a Chiefs fan, that Oakland lost, or Vegas lost. But I'm gonna go Chicago only on this fact, is because I got a feeling Khalil Mack wants to show John Gruden of how stupid you are for trading me. I'm calling it right now. Khalil Mack gets 2.5 sacks in this game. Okay. 2.5.
All right.
So come on, Chicago. I need you, and I just need Justin Fields just to do enough. Just don't turn the ball over, and I'm good. Just don't turn the ball over, and I got a chance.
If you had Montgomery, I would debate the upset a little more.
You're right.
But without Montgomery, you're making a bad offense one-dimensional. And unless they hit a couple scheme breakdowns where a guy's wide open and runs for 70 down the sideline because, there's something messed up, I can't see it. But Montgomery, I could see it happening more, but not with this lineup and not with this shitbag coach. He's gonna get the kid killed, man.
So here's another question to throw in here. Who's getting fired first? Him or Urban?
Who gets fired first? Nagy probably has the upper hand in that race because it's been more than 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And you gave Urban Meyer some bullshit money. Man, there's gonna be a couple guys getting fired. If I had to pick one, I'll take Meyer because it's not football related and morality can. If I had to pick one right now, I think Meyer because that ice is very thin, and he's in Florida. He's on that thin ice, so.
No, both coaches, in my opinion, just might be gone. I'm not sure who gets cut first, but I know I'm taking a wild pick with taking Chicago over the Raiders, but damn it, Chicago's offense did. And Matt Nagy's supposed to be an offensive guy, and he can't get his offense moving the ball worth a damn. I don't know what the hell is going on.
I think you're getting too fit. I'm gonna start calling you Leonardo DiCaprio, bro, because you're sinking with the Titanic with some of these picks.
Hey, I gotta take a chance, man. I'm dead last in the standings. I can't. Sometimes I just gotta throw some shit at the wall and hope some shit. Oh yeah, it's a lot of football left, but damn it, I'm trying to catch up now. I ain't trying to be like Pittsburgh and stay at the bottom. God damn it.
I love that they've become a punchline. Those fans, for how arrogant they've been for so many years.
Oh, I love it. I love it because Pittsburgh Steelers fans are quiet as fuck right now. They're quiet as hell right now. Next up, we got Cleveland Browns traveling to LA to take on the Chargers. I actually like this matchup.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is one of those games I wish was just, I don't know if it is, but if it was national, I'd love to see this game. In LA, give me LA. Give me the Chargers. I know I got the Browns on a Super Bowl pick from the AFC, but Mayfield's arm right now, he didn't look too good last week. They didn't put up a lot of points. And the way Herbert is playing right now,
he's playing
I'm probably not picking against the Chargers until they do shit the bed. I'm probably going to ride the Chargers heavy all year. I really, really like what they got going.
And I'm begrudgingly taking the Browns. I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan at all. I know he has a torn labrum in his left shoulder, but that's his non-throwing shoulder.
Yeah.
So he can't hurt it anymore by just turning around and just handing it off to Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. So when you got two solid number one running backs in your backfield against a struggling Chargers rush defense, I'd like my odds. And I don't this game, you don't need Baker to do it all. Let those two horses in the back do all the work, and every now and then take your shot, do your play action, do your bootleg, and don't turn the ball over. I don't need him throwing the ball more than 30 times. Matter of fact, I will be happy if Mayfield only threw the ball 25 times, and then let those two hogs do all the work. Yeah. Just do it. So I'm
here's the scary part of that, right?
Yeah.
Herbert goes off in the first half. You make the Browns become one-dimensional. That's how you beat them.
Trust me, I thought of that.
They want to win a 17-14 game, right? The Browns, they want to play that let's grind it out. Let's let our defense play well. Let's run the ball.
Muck it up.
Maybe make some throws late. Worst case scenario for the Browns, Herbert, touchdown, 3 and out, touchdown. It's 14-0, 10 minutes into the game. Yeah. Now you take the Browns out of everything the Browns want to be, and that's how you beat them.
And that's a true point. You are totally 100% right. But I know if they're only down maybe a couple of scores going into halftime, there's still enough time that you can, that rush defense of the Chargers are so bad, you don't have to abandon the run. Now, that's more Kevin Stefanski at that point.
Yeah.
If they abandon the run because he's freaking out because they're down a couple of scores, then I can see that scenario, like you just said, happening. But if you just like, hey, let's just stick the course, let's ride the wave. There's gonna be some bumpy waves. Just let the waters calm. And at the end of the day, you can still have Baker throw short intermediate routes to Kareem Hunt, who is a great catcher out of the backfield. Hit your slants. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got OBJ for. That come on, he can take a slant and take it 80 yards.
Yeah.
He can still do that.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So Cleveland fans, if you out there, go holler at Kevin Stefanski for me. Tell him to don't freak out. Relax. Run the ball. Just run it. Run it. If the Chargers' rush defense is just as horrible and horrendous as the Kansas City Chiefs defense, you better exploit it.
Yeah.
Period. Better exploit it. So don't freak out. Next up, you got the Giants of New York traveling to the Big D, take on Dallas Cowboys.
I debated the Cowboys were the other one I debated in my survivor pool. Like it was the Bucs or the Cowboys. But the Cowboys, and I hate to say this, they're playing good football on both sides of the ball.
They are.
They're playing. They're opportunistic with the turnovers. They're giving up some yards, but they're getting turnovers. And the Ravens used to be like that. I'm not putting them on the Ravens level. Don't. That was just the team that popped into my head. Don't anyone think I'm putting them on that level. But the Ravens back in the day would give up yardage, and then they would get that opportunistic play.
Mm-hmm.
And they would make the play on defense at the right time. And there's something to be said about that. A team that gets the turnover. And as much as I do not want to see them or their fans enjoy a giant victory, because social media becomes unbearable during a giant Cowboy game, give me the Cowboys. And this is going to be an ugly one too.
You took all my talking points, because I mean, I absolutely can't stand Dallas Cowboy fans. Oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. I get
you're
it.
You're going to win a weak division, and then you're going to get knocked out. Stop.
That division is absolutely garbage.
Yeah.
And when you got a defense that is playing very, very good, might I add, they are. I won't look. Don't throw it on Trayvon Diggs' side no more. Just don't. 4 games and 5 interceptions. You see the math there. Don't throw the ball on his side. Just don't.
He's got really great makeup speed. It looks like he's not going to get to the ball, and he gets there. He's got good hops. And he missed another pick in week 1 against Tampa where he jumped and it just went off of his hands when he hung in the air for 6 minutes. But yeah, it's impressive what that kid is doing.
Man, that loss of Jalen Smith to me is a loss that doesn't even hurt the Cowboys.
No.
Jalen Smith, as much as I think he can be, he just hasn't always consistently shown it on tape. I get it. Led the Cowboys in tackles last year. Good for him. I mean, when you're getting all your tackles because you're chasing guys down, that means they're already by you, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Enjoy
and when
those
they're
tackles.
throwing to the guy that you're covering time and time again, and you just make the play. All right, you gave up 10 yards, but all right, you're padding your stats.
Oh yeah,
right?
big time.
It's like the guy who chucks threes when they're down by 24. Oh, he had 24 points tonight. All right, you hit 6 threes in the fourth quarter when you were down by 40 and you closed it to a 25. It's good for you.
Hey, Jalen Smith is a Russell Westbrook of the NFL, bro.
Exactly. He's not making the big play. He's just making a lot of plays
and a lot of losing effort. But anyway, that defense, Micah Parsons is a beast as a rookie. Trayvon Diggs is playing out of his world. And that whole defense is getting turnovers, just like you said. And guess what? You get Danny Dimes, Mr. Turnover himself. Daniel Jones is going to give you some fumbles and he's going to give you some interceptions. So Dallas is getting the Giants at the perfect time.
Yeah.
That defense is getting hot, getting turnovers, and then you get Mr. Santa Claus coming on into Dallas.
To Jones's credit, he's had a couple games without like turnovers or
No,
throwing a pick. He's getting
interceptions. Better. He's still fumbling. Yeah. He hasn't been giving away interceptions.
Yeah,
he's still fumbling.
This defense should feast this week. It should be a very good performance. I don't see it being close. I'm with you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a straight mollywop, dog whooping. Yeah, that's one of my favorite words. I love mollywop, man. Oh. Next up, San Francisco travels to Arizona to take on the 49ers. Not sure if Trey Lance starts. Not sure.
I don't think it matters. What Arizona did last week, I'm not picking against them for a while.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I think Arizona, and kudos to them, right? Everyone was very critical when they brought in the coach, and then they got rid of the first-round pick after his first year, and he's like, no, I want my guy. It's starting to look like a brilliant move where Josh Rosen's like out of the fucking league. So like everyone's like, how can you get rid of a first-round quarterback that you took last year? Because he knew what this kid was about, and Murray is.
Well, he knew he was getting Kyler Murray. That's why.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. He's smart, and that team has a good vibe going to them. Give me Arizona.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And not only this, Arizona right now, their offense is playing lights out. Kyler Murray easily might be your front runner for MVP right now. But what you look
at MVP right now, right? It's him. It's Herbert.
Herbert, maybe Matthew Stafford, and he might have lost a little bit of steam after last week.
Same with Carr, right? Carr's coming off a bad loss.
Yeah.
Off a bad loss.
You can never forget about Mahomes.
You put Myles Garrett in the conversation with what he's doing.
I
know he'll never get it.
No. But I'm just like you. I know a defensive player would never get it, but damn it, at least throw his name in there. Like the guy's been unblockable. Yeah. I mean,
give me the top 5 right now, in no order: Murray, Herbert, Derrick Henry, Garrett, and Brady would be like my top 5 MVP guys right now.
Fair list.
Because Henry's going to run for 2,400. He's on pace for I think 23, and he didn't have his 200-yard game yet. He drops a 200-yard game or two during the season.
I think he has I was going to say if he has the Chiefs on the schedule this year, he'll definitely get a chance to hit that 200 for sure.
Oh, no doubt. Houston. He's got Houston twice. He's got Jacksonville twice.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. He'll easily crack 2K. Easily.
Yeah, he'll set the record this year.
Yeah. That 17th game will help him for sure. Because I mean, like
he might have it before then. Because Tannehill don't look like throwing the ball. That might be the gravy game.
Well, I mean, Tannehill is just like Baker. Like if that running offense isn't going, like, good luck.
Yeah.
But with Arizona, man, their defense is doing enough, making enough plays. And what you saw what they did against the Rams last week, they got very opportunistic in getting certain turnovers, and they took the Rams out of their game plan that no team has been able to do so far. Not even Tampa, not Chicago, or any other team that they play. They were able to cause turnovers, slow down the run, and I know Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp had been playing Madden with each other this whole season. They went ahead and said, you know what, Cooper Kupp, we're going to make you a spectator. Cooper Kupp had 13 targets, only 5 receptions.
Yeah.
They made it a point of emphasis to not let Cooper Kupp and Stafford beat us, and they did it. So I'm like you. I'm having a hard time to go against Arizona anytime soon. For the next few weeks, it's going to be real tough. You got to be a all-out like damn near all Madden defense to make me pick against Arizona right now.
Exactly.
Sunday night game, Buffalo Bills traveling to Kansas City, taking on the Chiefs. Good matchup.
Good matchup. Good primetime game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like where the Chiefs are right now. Even the Eagle game, I know Hill went ballistic, but Philly has no secondary. He should go ballistic against them. He should be catching passes with no one within 10 yards of him. Buffalo, I think they get this game at the right time of year. I think timing is everything with this game. You get this game mid-November and you got to go in there on a Sunday. Even though Buffalo plays in the cold, Kansas City might be right at that time. And right now, Buffalo could do ball control. They're an opportunistic offense. They'll move the chains. They don't get overly greedy. They don't try to chuck the ball downfield all the time. They take what you give them and they capitalize on it. 2 weeks from now, I might say differently, but right now, give me Buffalo.
Fair.
Just because KC hasn't shown me. And then Singletary is running the ball nicely. He's getting good chunks of yard.
Yeah, Zach Moss is doing all right.
You know your team ain't stopping the run.
Oh, no. Come on.
I mean, I know you said earlier I'm your favorite white guy. You're not my favorite black guy, but you're like in the top couple million. So you're up there. It's against you.
End of the show, motherfucker. I should be number 1 or 2. God damn it!
I didn't want to get booted out early. I saved that bullet in the chamber.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like KC has had that it factor, right? They've had it. They've had the miraculous plays. They've had the highlight reel. But when that shit goes away, what you got? What are you going to show me?
Yeah,
you got to be showing me that you can beat up on bad teams, but I'm not confident enough in you to go stop a good team. I know I picked Cleveland in week 1, and that game was really close. But I mean, they're like a play from being 1-3. I know they're 2-2 right now. They're a play from being 1-3, like and being down with the Patriots and the Steelers and the Jets. So yeah, right now, give me Buffalo.
Now, Buffalo's defense is the wild card in this game. Is because what they got 2 shutouts. They shut out Houston, shut out Miami. Of course, they shut out. They played great defense against Pittsburgh. You know, take it as you want. Pittsburgh offense. My only issue that's scaring me away from taking Buffalo is that I don't know if they're that committed to the run to make sure that you take advantage of that horrific Chiefs run defense. And then number 2, if that defense is actually able to go up against a high-powered offense of Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because they're beating up on teams whose offense are ranked in the bottom third, like literally like 25, 30th, and 31st offenses. It looks good to beat up on trash offenses, but I just haven't seen the proof that you can slow down a second overall offense or a first overall offense, or matter of fact, a top 5 offense. I just haven't seen the proof. So with that being said, I'm rolling with the Chiefs on that one. You still have, and I know I do think this will be definitely a closer game than the AFC Championship game. To me, this is a 1-possession game because Josh Allen in that offense is clicking on all cylinders right now.
Yeah.
And it's not just Stephon Diggs getting off.
No, it's been without Diggs getting off. I have Diggs, so I'm seeing his stats every week. So he's very pedestrian. Like it's a mix of everybody. It's a well-rounded offense. Which, if you stop Kelsey, you got a chance to be in the game of Kansas City. It doesn't happen very often, but if you take Kelsey out of the game plan, you can probably compete with Kansas City, right, for a while.
For a win, yeah.
You can have Diggs out of the game plan, and then Beasley comes back. I think he had double-digit catches or something.
Yeah,
We got,
Beasley had a good night
yeah,
last week. Emmanuel Sanders has been getting his
we got
touches.
another good guy, a pro, right? A pro
Yeah,
receiver.
yes,
He had those great years with Peyton Manning, but he's a pro. He knows how to get open. He knows how to find the hole in the defense. Him and Beasley might be two of the smartest wide receivers in the NFL. You got Singletary and Moss, who aren't fantasy stars, but they're doing what needs to be done to win games in that offense.
yeah.
And Josh Allen's Josh
The
Allen.
tight end Knox, is actually
Yeah,
was I got him on my fantasy team, so I know about him. So he's been doing pretty well as well.
yeah. This is a very well coached, very well rounded team.
Yeah,
And can Kansas City win? Yes. Do I think they will? Not this week. No.
yeah. I honestly think that this is definitely a one possession game, and if Patrick Mahomes returns back to weeks 2 and 3, where he's just giving up silly bad timing turnovers, and the Chiefs offense has been giving turnovers like they were in weeks 2
Yeah.
and 3, this is a different game. It might be an ass kicking for Buffalo, but Buffalo, that defense has to show me that you can actually beat
Yeah.
a top tier
Yeah.
offense. And
You
you
did
know,
it to the cupcakes. Now do it to the
yeah,
beyond,
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So, because before I saw this pick, because I was on another show and I did pick Buffalo, but then I thought about it again. I'm like, I get what they're doing on defense, and this is what you want to see as Buffalo. You want to see that your defense can hang, because look at that AFC Championship game. They couldn't slow down Kansas City, not one possession, and then next thing you know, you're not even making a trip to Tampa.
Yeah.
So Buffalo, don't get caught up in the emotional aspect, like, oh, team knocked us out in the AFC Championship. Just play your game. But that defense has, to me, which is the wild card in this whole game. They have to get their stops. They got to get their stops.
And I hate when media and fans do that shit. You win this fucking game 100-0. It don't take back that you lost in the AFC Championship. Like, it's not a get back game. It's not a revenge game. It's a fucking week 5 game. Chill the
It's
fuck.
week 5.
Keep it where it is. Don't be fucking NBC trying to overhype shit.
No, that's fucking Chris Collinsworth, man. That's fucking Collinsworth. And we got to hear that motherfucker on Sunday. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, we got to hear his ass on Sunday talk all kind of craziness. But that's another story for another time. But we'll see what happens with this game. I'm sure Roman can't
right
see
there. That mute.
The mute.
Throw on Pandora.
Yeah. Turn that Spotify on, man. Put that shit on mute. Final game to round out our picks for this week. Monday Night Football. You get Indianapolis Colts traveling to Baltimore, take on Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
Maybe Baltimore. Like, Indy's bad. Like, with this defense, you didn't think they would be. And
it's their quarterback position to me.
Yeah, it's just it's like Indy is Seattle, right? They got the undersized defense. They can be bullied. Yeah, they run in space great and they make open field tackles, but it's like the Jalen Smith theory. Those tackles are 13 yards downfield. You're still giving chunks of the field. And I love Baltimore's line. I'm not a big Lamar fan. I appreciate his game. But yeah, I don't think it's in Indy or it's in Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Okay, yeah, Baltimore will. In the dome, I might say a little differently, but in the dome, Lamar's faster, right? So it's like almost an advantage if it was on turf. There's no real home field advantage in Indy. But yeah, give me Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Ravens. It's just with Indy, it sucks that a great running game on offense, a great defense is literally just getting overshadowed and not getting their respect, because you have a not only a medical case at quarterback, but he's just not producing. And I know me and Detroit Mel talked about it a few times, but I got a feeling Carson Wentz is just not healthy, and he rushed back from that foot injury. He-
Could be. You gotta remember too. When was the last time that Hilton has been there for a decade. Um, Pittman was the fourth or fifth wide receiver taken. Like they haven't taken an elite weapon. I mean, Jonathan Taylor worked out nicely, but in the passing game, you haven't put an elite weapon out on the field for the passing game. Like you had Andrew Luck, and
since
Andrew
Reggie
Luck was an
Wayne.
all-world quarterback, so he can make
Yeah.
anybody look good. But if you have a mediocre quarterback who is injury prone and not maybe the greatest passer of the ball, then you got to do things to help out your offense, and I don't think they've done that. Yeah, they built the line. Okay, you needed that because you had Andrew Luck at the time. You needed to build your line, and now what else are you going to do?
Quentin.
Who's
Well,
scared?
here's the thing about that online. Quentin Nelson just hit the IR again.
Of course he did. Because when he lines up in guard, his feet are too close to Wentz. That shit's gonna
That's that bad juju rubbing off on his ass. That's hilarious. Carson Wentz, man. To me, I get fit. I get Indy wanted. You lose Phillip Rivers to retirement. You get Eason out of Georgia. He's of course a long-term project, but I didn't see Wentz being the answer. I don't know what it is about him.
Veteran Band-Aid, right? It's an overpriced Band-Aid. It's like George Hopkins type of Band-Aid, but
Carson Wentz is a rubber that has holes poked in him. Good luck.
Yeah, right.
Good luck. Good luck not being a daddy. Good luck. Look, that hose has been poked throughout that rubber. Good luck. Like I had it on, but what the hell happened? Well, you had that Carson Wentz brand, baby. Come on.
Yep.
It's just and take away the injuries. You look at 2017, his when he actually had the first ACL, he was playing out of his mind. He had MVP talks around his head, got hurt. But then the mental part of his game started kicking his ass. You got the whole Nick Foles situation. They go to the Super Bowl. They win one without him. A year after that, they go back to the playoffs. And of course, Nick Foles is still their quarterback in the playoffs. And then the following year after that, then Carson Wentz just turns into a turnover machine. He loses. I think he's lost his confidence to play ball.
Exactly what I was waiting for a pause to say. Before that ACL tear against the Rams, this guy who looked like an all-world quarterback, right?
He did.
And then he even threw the touchdown pass after the ACL tear
in
that game in LA. And you look at him now, and it's like, man, like you really fell off the face of the earth. Like confidence was the word. Like that means everything to these quarterbacks. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in your arm. You got to believe in your legs. You got to believe you can stand in the pocket and
believe in your teammates. All that. Yeah.
If you don't have that belief in yourself, the system, your arm, your body, you get humbled very quickly in this league.
Quick.
Yeah, it will take not many guys go 20 years and never get humbled, and even they do sometimes, but they have the mental toughness to bounce back from it, and that's what makes Peyton Manning, Breeze, Elway, Montana, Brady. What makes all those guys different is that when you get the best of them, they then find a way to get the best of you and don't allow it to happen again.
Yeah,
Carson Wentz is fucking chopped meat right now, man.
And of course, you being a coach, you know this, and just if you have a player that doesn't have the confidence in his abilities, you're just as good as useless as anything else. You might as well just sit down. I'm not saying the guy should retire, but he has to find a way to get mentally back in the game.
Yeah. And we thought this was it. I remember
Of course.
earlier
Of
in the year, we
course.
said this is
Yeah.
the perfect team for him. Run the ball. You got the line. You got a running back. You got a
Got the
defense.
defense. Yeah.
I don't know. I
And
can't.
it still hasn't come to fruition. And that's why I think he was so hard pressed to mentally say that I can do it. And I'm not this, head case. I'm not this injury prone guy and turnover guy. I can be 2017 Carson Wentz again, minus injury. And
Yeah.
then he got hurt in
Yeah.
June, had the foot injury. And I just feel he rushed back. And as a coach at Frank Wright, I'd have been like, look, hindsight is 2020, of course. If we're in the same situation as 1-3, we could have done this with Jacob Eason and let you just, get healthy, rest. So I don't know. Until they figure that out, it's a mess.
Yeah, you're at the point now where are you trying to save your season or are you going to further?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you just got to take Wentz out, because if Wentz hits a certain amount of plays, that early number 1 pick goes to Philly. If he plays a certain amount of plays, I think if you play 70% of the snaps, that escalates from a second rounder to a first rounder with Philly. So if you're sitting there with a number 6 or 7 pick, and Philly's got Miami's number 1 pick, they got their own number 1 pick, and they could potentially have the Colts number 1 pick. That you're going to see Wentz get taken out. If that team gets to 3-9, fucking.
Oh yeah,
you
sit
can't
down.
no more.
Yeah, 3-9, your season's over.
Yeah,
sit it down.
Where are they now? They're 1-3.
Yeah, they're 1-3.
I mean 1-4, and I don't know their upcoming schedule, but you wish you played Jacksonville and Houston 6 times each at that point.
You might have a chance, but here's the thing: Tennessee's at 2-2, Colts at 1-3. It's not like they're out of it,
I know.
which is the crazy thing.
And you still play them, and you can make up ground.
It's nuts, man.
It should be an interesting. It's always a fun weekend.
Since we got our picks in, I just want to get you for these last 2 minutes before you hop out of here.
Okay.
Come on, man. How you feeling about your Yankees wild card game, man?
I'm over Brian Cashman. I know Stanton played well, but you traded for Stanton. You already had Judge. You had that 6'7" big physical guy that you knew doesn't have the body to be durable. Not having Severino for the season really hurt. The main thing is hopefully he comes back full strength and is ready to go next year. Cole's obviously under contract. Gardner's got to go. You gave Hicks a 7-year, $70 million deal. Like, now you don't even know if there's a spot for Hicks. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't get the way this team's put together. Like, they're putting it together the way George used to put it together. Give me names. Give me big contracts. Give me names. You don't need to do that nowadays. Like, you're better off. And when were the Yankees at the best this season?
Yeah.
And the big guys were all hurt, and it was youth, and it was energized, and it was stealing bases, and it was hitting with guys in scoring position, not waiting for a home run. Like, I fucking hate analytics. You bat 600 times in a year, and you hit 30 home runs. You failed 95% of the time. You're only hitting 5% of your home runs. You hit 60 out of 600. You've only succeeded 10% of the time. So waiting on a home run and waiting on the long ball. And listen, this is not a era in baseball where guys are very fundamental. There's a lot of fucking sloppiness in the field. Put the ball in play. Learn how to smack the ball the other way. They want to shift you. Take the fucking smack bunt. Because the only way you're going to get that out is when teams start losing to it. And there's too many guys getting shifted on who are not professional hitters. And I think most of them are the Yankees. Like,
hey,
you want to have an MMA fight? All right, I'll take the Yankees every day with Chapman, Sanchez, Stanton, Judge. Let's go have an MMA fight. I'll bet the Yankees heavy. They'll be the league favorites. But putting the ball in play is not a strength of this team. And until it is, you're not going to win.
I hear you. On that note, Nick, man, I know you got to run out of here, so I appreciate you hopping on with me, my man.
Anytime, bro.
No doubt. Go ahead, love on the kids, give them my best regards, and tell Sophia stop cheating. So
Her quote, "I'm a football genius."
No, I love it. I love it.
But all right, man. Thanks for having me. Enjoy.
All right, brother.
On Sunday. Mel, if you're
Yes,
listening,
sir.
feel better, brother.
All right, Nick.
All right, peace.
All right, so there we have it, y'all. The homie Nick Sean hopped on here with me again. Detroit Mail is feeling a little bit under the weather. Look, we just gonna shoot the shit for the next 30 minutes. I got the whole joint to myself. Some interesting things. I know we've been talking a lot of football. NFL has been crazy. Some weird games this year. In particular, the NFC West. The Rams come out heavy favorite. They were smoking hot. Started 3-0. Then they run up against Arizona, who are now the only undefeated team left in the NFL, sitting at 4-0. That was I didn't expect Arizona to pretty much dominate that game last week, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I didn't expect that. San Francisco, they had been playing well. Take away the mishap of giving Aaron Rodgers too much time. 37 seconds left, and just needing a field goal is never beneficial for your team. So you take that away, and you're looking at a 3-1 San Francisco team, Super Bowl caliber team. The big question about San Francisco is if they can stay healthy. And they've already lost Raheem Mostert, the starting running back. He's already on the injured reserve list. There's also been other injuries to the team. Jimmy G is questionable to even play this week. So there's a chance that you might see Trey Lance. I know everybody's excited to see Trey Lance. Now, here's my thing about Trey Lance. I love that he gives you a different dynamic from Jimmy Garoppolo. He's going to have that more mobility, and I get that. But what you lose with Trey Lance instead of Jimmy G being in there, you lose not only the experience of Jimmy Garoppolo, but you do lose some accuracy of the football placement when he's not in there compared to Trey Lance. Trey Lance is going to be a great quarterback down the road, just not right now. And it's not a knock on him. It's just that he's a rookie. And not only that, you're talking about a rookie that at most maybe played 17 games in a college division that wasn't the premier college division. He played at North Dakota State. That's FCS. That's not or FBS, FCS. I can't remember. NCAA got so many damn levels of football and teams. I can't even remember. But he's not playing Alabama. He's not playing the SEC. Not playing the Big Ten. He's not playing any of your Power 5 schools. So you take a guy that has a limited amount of starting experience in college, and you're asking him to get ahead of a quarterback curve in the NFL, which isn't easy to do. You got quarterbacks in the NFL that have been in the league multiple years and still struggle. I mean, the NFL is cream of the crop, best of the best. So Trey Lance needs to sit. But if he's forced to play this week, I don't like his chance against Arizona. I don't. You're talking about a real a defense in Arizona that is literally flying across the field. They locked down a high potent offense in the Rams last week. So any team that can lock down a high potent offense like that, no, you already have my attention. I look, Trey Lance, if he does start, I'm not expecting a great performance or great numbers. And to me, it's not of his own fault. It's just that you're going against a team that is literally just shut down one of the high potent offenses in the NFL last week. And that's a lot to ask for for a rookie. And then Seattle, of course, is Seattle do what they do. They're going to live and die by Russell Wilson. Here's something interesting I've been thinking about Seattle. Your defense right now stinks. They did the same thing last year. I'm inclined to think that they will get better. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to be a top 15 defense by the end of the season, but you give Jamal Adams that big ass contract before the season. And I know Nick just left, but he's a Jets fan, and the Jets drafted Jamal Adams, so he's seen a lot of Jamal Adams. And Jamal Adams is he's another linebacker. Let's just call Jamal Adams what he is. He's there for run support, trying to get pressure on the quarterback in passing situations. But if you put him in pass coverage, he's a liability. In Seattle, you're stuck with that. The ink on that contract is dry. You're stuck with Jamal Adams. And I'm not saying that is a bad thing. It's just that when you play or when you pay these defensive guys this big amount of money, you're expecting them to slow down the passing game that's in a passing league. Call it what you want. NFL is a passing league. It's what's sexy. It's what sells tickets. It's what gets people to buy the NFL Sunday ticket package. What gets people to go and tailgate. It's what gets people to go to bars and spend all their money at bars watching football. It's the passing game. That's what people are tuned in to see. Your casual fans. Your football fans just love to see competitive games. I myself compare for competitive games. I don't care how you get there. I don't care if you run the ball, pass the ball, play great defense, your special teams is awesome. I don't care. Just be competitive. That's the only thing I ask for as a sports fan. But my goodness, Seattle, oh my goodness. I don't think Russell Wilson will be there next year. And I say that to say this. He was already feeling some type of way leading into the season. I think his situation is real oddly similar to Aaron Rodgers. Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, both won MVPs. Russell hasn't yet, which is odd that Russell Wilson has yet to get one single MVP vote. I don't know how that happens, but you look at a guy in both situations with Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, great quarterbacks. You have a chance to win as long as you have them under center, no doubt. Say what you want about the rest of the team, but when you have Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers under center, you have a chance. But Russell Wilson is 32, 33. And you're looking at a guy that's probably tired of running for his life. I know that the Seahawks they traded for Dwayne Brown a couple of years ago from Houston. Was it Gabe Jackson they got from the Raiders, a proven veteran to help bolster their offensive line? But if you look at Russell Wilson's career, for the most part, he's had a little to no line help. Of course, he gets aided by a great running game. Seattle is always known to have a good running game and a stout defense. But now you're running into a situation where that defense isn't so stout. That defense doesn't scare anybody like the Legion of Boom used to. You see Seattle's defense on your schedule, and you like, for shit, I got a chance to have a good stat game. And seriously, who would have thought 5 years ago that you could say that? Nobody. Seattle was just known to play damn good defense. damn good defense. But when you got Jamal Adams back there, who is a run supporter, an extended linebacker, you can do some things against that defense. And for Jamal Adams to be such a quote unquote enforcer on the defensive side, they're giving up a lot of yardage on the run, and they're definitely getting burnt on the pass. So what did you get that extension for? Because he's not improving what you brought him in for. He's not making that defense better than what you brought him in for. I mean, go look at the stats, guys. I'm not making this shit up. Their run defense is terrible. They're at the bottom of the league with Kansas City and the Chargers. The run defense is terrible. So when you look at Russell Wilson's situation, you're looking at a guy that's probably tired of carrying a team on his back, running for his life every week, trying not to get sacked. Ad-libbing, great ad-libbing, can make great plays on the run for his offense. But when you start hitting 32, 33 in the NFL, you're not as mobile. You definitely don't want to take as many hits as you used to. Unless, here's the only way I see Russell Wilson back in a Seahawks uniform next year. Seattle would literally have to win the Super Bowl and show that, hey, whatever it is that you think we need to improve this team, tell us right now, and we would do our damn best to do it. If you say you want a better online, well, look who we're going after in free agency. Look who we're getting in the draft. We're going to give you some protection. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he don't have the offensive weapons in the passing league. DK Metcalf, solid number. I don't want to say 1 and 2 receiver, wherever you want to put him on that depth chart, whatever. DK Metcalf, good receiver. Tyler Lockett, good receiver. I like Gerald Everett that they got at tight end. And it's not like the offensive pieces right there. You could possibly, if you want, upgrade Chris Carson on your running back position. But I mean, he's adequate in running the football. But if you want to upgrade there, cool. But Seattle has to show that they're going to do any and everything to keep Russell Wilson upright, to protect him. Russell Wilson he's a passer that can run, and the best way to put that is you look at a passer who's always looking to pass first instead of run. He's the total opposite of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson literally has plays designed for him to run the football. So he's, in my opinion, he's a quarterback that can run the ball and has the ability to pass. See the word in there? You know, Russell Wilson is a quarterback that can pass with the ability to run, and Lamar Jackson is a running quarterback with the ability to pass. And I know that statement right there, ability to pass. Oh, Lamar can't. Go look at Lamar Jackson's numbers. His completion percentage is always around 63, 64%. He can fling the rock. His MVP year led the league in passing touchdowns. You know, I don't know if that means anything to y'all, but to me, you know, if you lead the league in passing touchdowns, you're not a scrub at passing. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Lamar Jackson is Dan Marino out here. And I'm not saying that. But I hate the narrative that they say he can't pass, he can't throw. That drives me crazy. Does he miss throws? Of course. Tom Brady missed throws last week. Aaron Rodgers missed throws. Patrick Mahomes missed throws. I mean, name any quarterback that's made every throw. You can't do that. So, you know, I just hate sometimes that narrative. But regardless of all that, I know I'm getting off topic because I'm all over the place. But Seattle. needs to make sure that they are going to field a competitive team to help Russell Wilson extend his career. Otherwise, what's the point of him staying there? Um, Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, because I'm trying to compare their two situations. Week one, I would have said he don't care about that season, and then week two, and then week three, and then last week, Aaron Rodgers is, at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers. I think he's professional enough to, take out the personal feelings of the beef with him in the front office and whoever else he's beefing with in that organization, to put it to the side and say, look, my teammates are here. I'm playing for my teammates. I'm gonna play for them. And he's been playing lights out the last 3 weeks. I still don't think he's gonna be in Green Bay next year. Because then what the hell was all the fuss about this year? If you're just going to turn around and still be in the franchise, he's been doing all these interviews. Did one with what's her name on Fox? I can't remember her name. The little blonde girl. Anyway, I know I'm trying to remember. It evaded me, but what's her name? Ann Andrews. Yeah, there it is. Ann Andrews. And he made it feel real personal, which is understandable when you draft your position in the draft in the first round, move up to go get Jordan Love. So he took that as a real personal slight. And let's be honest, guys. Any human being with feelings and thoughts and emotions would probably feel the same way. I was in the same situation at one of my jobs before. So I cook. I was working at a corporate restaurant down in Charlotte, North Carolina. I won't name the restaurant but either way, the regional manager came up to me and he said, "Yeah, I know you see another sous chef here, but no need to worry. He's just here for observation." And when he said that, it already planted a seed in my head. Then why do you have him here? Because we didn't need him there. We didn't need the help. He was looking to be placed in our Charlotte market from somewhere else. And it wasn't like, well, why are you talking to me about another man's job? And the move was already made. He's already been placed in our store or in our restaurant. And so now you're talking to me about I shouldn't worry about my job security. I already am thinking about my job security because you're not talking to nobody else. You're talking to me. So long story short, I end up getting fired. It ain't the first job I got fired from. Probably won't be the last. And if anybody says they never been fired from a job, you're a liar. If you quit, it's because you was about to get fired anyway. But that's neither here nor there. But that situation reminds me of this Aaron Rodgers situation. It's like, I'm great at my job. I do great. So why are you bringing in somebody that does the same thing I do, but not even as good as I do? So to his point, Aaron Rodgers should feel slighted, but for this situation to have been drug since Jordan Love got drafted all the way through last season, you get an MVP award, you put in MVP numbers. In this situation, drug after the NFC Championship game after you lost, drug through the spring. It literally was talked about from the moment Jordan Love got drafted to even the beginning of this season, of that whole situation. So I mean, yeah, Stephanie, I've been there. It said I was fired over wearing a bandana to a restaurant job. Hey, some of these restaurant jobs, especially corporate restaurant jobs, man, they'll find the most craziest elaborate ways to fire you, and it's nuts. And so, Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, get this, y'all. I think he's headed to New Orleans. I don't have any factual evidence to back this up. I'm just going off a straight gut feeling. I mean, you look at the Saints, who I think haven't found their quarterback of the future in that building. Taysom Hill ain't it. Come on. He's a joke. Taysom Hill is literally Tim Tebow, slightly better version than Tim Tebow. It really. Jameis Winston hasn't played terrible this year, but he hasn't played great. I know week 1 against the Packers, he got 5 touchdowns, but you look at his stat line in each game, he's not throwing for no more than 200 yards. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's lighting up the stat sheet. But Jameis, in my opinion, is still prone to give you a turnover or two. I think he still is. But the reason why I feel that New Orleans might be Aaron Rodgers' destination is because you can go down there. The defense is solid for New Orleans. Defense is damn solid. I mean, Aaron Rodgers knows that firsthand. I mean, y'all saw Packers offense only got 3 points in week 1. But your defense is there. You got a great weapon in Alvin Kamara. Depending when Michael Thomas decides to stop having fragile ankles and join the team, that's a good weapon. And then, most importantly, you get the mind of Sean Payton. Sean Payton is one of those offensive minds that you like, man, I would love to play for you. And Sean Payton is probably thinking the same thing, like, well, hell, I just had Drew Brees for 10 plus years. Now I'm just left with crab legs Jameis Winston and Tim Tebow Taysom Hill. Come on down here, Aaron. To me, is if they can fit it within the parameters of their cap space, because for some reason New Orleans always has trouble with the cap space every year. They're always way over the cap space. I think it would actually be a good fit for Aaron Rodgers to go down to the Big Easy, especially Tom Brady's contract is he's at the end of those 2 years, at the end of the season. So that'll be a question mark if he decides to continue to play or finally hang him up. So that that puts New Orleans in a good position in that division. I think Sam Darnold will be all right in Carolina. He'll get better, and that team's going to get better. Carolina for sure. Atlanta's a hot mess. Is Matt Ryan? Do you keep him another year? You know what I'm saying? So if I'm Sean Payton in the Saints, I would definitely when the season is over be finding a way to get in the contact with Aaron Rodgers and test his willingness to come. I just don't think I just don't think Aaron Rodgers wants to be in Green Bay anymore. Anytime you got a player that sits there and says things that I don't know about my future here, this and that. Maybe a change of scenery is nice. Maybe it's needed. It just might be. I mean, all good things come to an end. Brady and Belichick weren't going to stay together forever. So if you're Aaron Rodgers and you see that you don't have to stay where you got drafted and still have success with somewhere else, you don't have to look too far. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Tom Brady's an outlier for a lot of things, but hell, if you don't like where you are and you can find a way to get to somewhere else, then why the hell not? It's not gonna hurt anything. And before I get out of here, boy, y'all Steelers fans, man, y'all have to be absolutely livid with your organization and how they handled their quarterback situation. In the NFL, a quarterback is the most important position of all 32 teams. If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a chance. Period. Period. We all know how good Ben Roethlisberger has been throughout his career, but the last few years, come on. What else? What else more do you need to get your front office into gear and to say, hey, we need to start addressing this quarterback position? I don't know what else more you need to see. Ben's been playing horrible these first 4 games. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Missed throws here and there, which, certain throws that, as a veteran, you're like, he shouldn't be missing that throw. It can't move. He got the mobility of a statue. At this point, he's a liability not only to his team because of his poor performance, but he's a liability to himself. Not being able to be mobile and get out of those sacks like we're so accustomed to seeing Ben do, he's not doing that no more. I'm afraid he's going to take one nasty hit, and it's really going to make him really think about retirement. And that was my biggest thing with the Steelers organization. Ben has already been talking about retirement. Anytime the R word comes out of a player's mouth, their front office should have been on the phone right after he said those words and be like, what the hell can we do for our future of this franchise at the most important position? I know you got Mason Rudolph. He's not the answer. You drafted Josh Dobbs, 5-6 years ago. You keep putting him on and off the practice squad. So either figure out what you got with him or let him go. You picked up Dwayne Haskins, a former first-round pick from 2 years ago from the Washington football team. He had his little knucklehead syndrome last year. But what I saw in the preseason, I get it. It's preseason. He didn't look like a scrub there. Look, man, in my opinion, give Dwayne Haskins the chance. But the further that you keep being in that lineup, that division is getting better. Cleveland, 3-1. Baltimore, 3-1. 2 playoff teams from last year. And I got a good feeling they'll make the playoffs again this year. Oh, Cincinnati's 3-1 too? Yeah. Don't sleep on Cincinnati this year. AFC North. That whole division is loaded with 3 other teams that are playing good damn football. And here you are stuck at the bottom of that division at 1-3 with the aged quarterback whose throwing abilities are starting to diminish, and his mobility, which made him famous, has been diminished. Pittsburgh still is faithful. If I was y'all, I'd be hollering to the mountaintops to the whole front office. Address the quarterback position immediately. That's just me. All right, y'all. It's been real. Shout out to Steph. Shout out my homeboy from high school, Eric Gates, triple OG. He's a Dolphins fan. I know he's not feeling too hot about NFL this year, but it's all right. Enjoy those 10 wins from last year. No, it's been real. Again, going over to the website www.ioften119.com. If you're feeling real charitable, go ahead, drop some change into our Patreon. That helps Detroit Mail and myself offset some of these expenses to what it takes to build a media conglomerate. You can also get some merchandise there. The I.O.W. Sports, we got merchandise for there. Our other podcast, I Often Wonder, got merch for that. And then, of course, J. Edwin Collection, great, cool little t-shirt company that Detroit Mail has. That's on there as well. Some of these bills, you already know, Sincere. What's up, Kinfolk? How you living, Kinfolk? Hey, matter of fact, speaking of my guy, Sincere King, make sure y'all go show my guy support. He has a podcast, Black owned podcast. Y'all go to the YouTube page, show him support, like, share, hit that notification button. But besides the Black owned podcast that he does, y'all go make sure for all your logistic needs, holler at Empire Logistics LLC. That's my guy, Sincere. I'm always shout you out anytime I see your name pop up, because I like to see my brothers achieve great things out here, and that's a stand-up cat right there for sure. But look, I'm signing off. Yes, Empire Logistics LLC. My man got it right there. I'm gonna put it up right there. So for all your logistic needs, make sure you go hit up my guy, Sincere King, and Empire Logistics. He'll take care of you. Look, got the plugs in for my peoples that I care about. You already know the website, www.ioften119. And most important, you see it scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Our network radio app, the I.O.W. Network Radio app, is available in the Apple Store, in the iOS Apple Store, and the Google Play Store as well. So go cop the app. A lot of great content on there. Some great music from independent and mainstream artists as well. All right, y'all. I'm about to get off here. I need to get my high back up, so I'm probably smoke a little bit more medicine that helps me maintain my sanity. And look, until next time, episode 93 is in the books. God willing, we will check you guys out Monday. Hopefully, Mel is feeling a little bit better. I'm gonna tell him to stay away from them skip, scaps, and scallywoops, and then he might feel better. I don't know. He might have caught some of that. Clap, 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 round of applause. No, I'm kidding y'all. I'm kidding y'all. No, he said he's just feeling under the weather. I'm just being silly, but no. I'm out here, y'all. It's been real. I'll check y'all out Monday, episode 94. Peace.